So like I mentioned, this was our AD server, right? 388.123.249 was our AD server. Reset. Yeah. So I had shared this document. So according to our diagram, right, this is our AD server, right? It's the same thing. And we installed a universal forwarder on this. Why did we install a universal forwarder on this? Because we are going to monitor the activity happening on AD. This is my AD server, right? So if I open Active Directory, users and computers, right? So yesterday, what I told, whoever had pitched in, right? So I had created this group called as CSC 67. That's your group, right? Batch number. So this was a organizational unit. What is organizational unit? So this is the domain. SOCexperts.com is the domain, right? Under which there are multiple users, right? Even in your organization, you'll have multiple users from different teams, right? So just a right click. Properties will give you all the details about the SOC experts. You can just create a new organizational unit. All right, that's what I did yesterday. Right, I'm just going to give it a name. So that was CSC 67. That is how I created CSC 67. So once we were inside CSC 67, under this, we had to create users. All right. So these are the users which were created. How? Simple. Once you're inside this, right, you have to create an object. An object can be a person, like a user over here, or a computer, right? If you have any computer, right, which perform some tasks, let's say automated tasks, there are some scripts running, you have to add all those details. So you can go ahead, add it over here as well. So very simple. Once you are here, we are creating users. So do you see this symbol, a small man or a woman? Just gonna click on that, right? Given the name TEST. All right, log on username TEST, anything that you guys want. Okay. Oh, it's already in use. Okay. Use demo. Demo is the name, because I think demo was also there. So demo is the name. And whatever password policy you want to set, you can set, right? This is just a lab session, so I'm going to keep password never expires, but this doesn't happen in your organization. You cannot keep it as password never expires. So I'm just going to give some. Kavya had set password, so I'm just going to leave it the same password all of you have. Okay, so it is done. So once this is done, do you see the user is added over here? It says demo, right? So that's the user. So this is all that was done yesterday. We, people pitched in, they created their usernames over here, right? And that's about it. Okay. Ruth, is that fine? This is what happened. So
please slow down, please. I don't see my name.
it's here. It's here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's okay. All right. So yeah, the spreadsheet is shared. I think Giri shared it in the group chat, right? So you can check if your names are there, all of you, in the spreadsheet. Please check there's a username created for you and a password. You have to use that going forward to log into your Splunk lab. All right. So yeah, so this was done. All right, this was done, and this is our Splunk monitoring console. and this other issue is also fixed. We are getting all the logs. I just restarted the Splunk service on my AD server. I don't know, it happens at times, right? Index is equal to star. I'll tell you what am I doing, why am I doing everything. I'm going to start from the basics. I'll just check if people are there. Yeah, 38 seems an okay number. There's a tad bit delay, but that's okay. Yeah, should be fine. So last 60 minutes, got a lot of logs. All right. So demo was the user I created. So I'm just going to check whether demo is there. Yep, we are getting the logs for demo. And if you notice, it is from Windows Security. Yesterday we were not getting Windows Security logs, but today we are getting. All right. Let's get started with Splunk, how to search, what is it, what are the different options that we have, what are the interesting fields, right? What is all of this, right? Probably, we'll check all of those things. All right, so before we jump into this, guys, please register. So yesterday I told it towards the end, please register yourselves in splunk.com, which you've already done, right? You have registered already. So what you need to do is please log in, not now, but later. Right, once you log in, there are some free resources available, okay, which is I'm talking about the training. So you can just do a search with Splunk fundamentals. Okay, Splunk fundamentals. This is what you can search. Okay, all right, again this. Okay, Splunk fundamentals. Just search that in the search bar. Once you log in, right, you will get a couple of links. Okay, please check for the one which is free. How will you do that? It is this. It is free course, right? Splunk fundamentals free course. Let me just yeah, e-register. Sorry, e-learning. You can register. There are a couple of free courses available, after which you will get a certification from Splunk itself, right? So please go ahead, do that side by side whenever you have time. It's not very difficult or something. It's a very simple exercise. All right. Please go ahead, register yourselves and go through the course. All right. And don't restrict yourself for Splunk fundamentals one. If you think it's very simple and you can go for something more, search for other resources also, whichever is free. All right, please go ahead and register yourself and get a certification. Is that clear? Clear, everybody?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, Shruti.
Okay. All right, super. Thanks. So once you get the certification, you can always add it in your LinkedIn profile, right? You can add it in your LinkedIn profile. So adds a bit of a weightage. You can update your profile in LinkedIn and Naukri and even your resume saying that you've certified or whatever course you complete, you get the certification. So you can just mention it. Okay, having said that, let's start with our Splunk. Okay, so I had missed out on a topic called license master, right? I told you a little bit of license master, licensing. So we will just see about license master, okay, first. So this is how your console is going to look like. And please don't log in right now. Let me complete everything and then you guys can go ahead and log in. So if you go to settings, all right, if you go to settings, there will be something called as licensing. All right, let's click on this licensing. Okay, so as soon as you purchase, Splunk, I told you, you have to decide upon the license, right? And they're going to give you a license file, all right? Depending on what is it that you guys have opted for. Okay, so here is where you come, add the license, all right? You can add the license, and this server is acting like a standalone license server. All right, so that means that, if I add a license, let's say I purchase, from Splunk, all right, they give me a license file. I'm going to add the license file over here. See, it is asking me to upload a file, license file. Okay, so the license file ends with dot license. That's given from the Splunk. All right, so I'm just going to cancel this. You can just upload the file, right? That's it. And this system will start, and you have to make few changes. You don't have to bother about that as of now. All right. And this will act like a license master, whatever it says, standalone license server. So let's say what happens here is, let me write that for you.
Hello, Stuti.
Yep,
Please start the recording.
it's already done.
Showing 00. Okay.
Okay, so here we go. Draw. So I told you, in your organization, you can't just have one indexer doing all the job. This is the indexer, right? You're getting the logs from various devices onto your indexer, right? So the data is also being stored, right? Everything is happening, only one indexer. Let's say something happens and this indexer goes down. What happens? The indexer goes down, the data ingestion is, basically the data is hampered, right? Whatever data you're getting in, which is getting ingested, is hampered. There is a break. You won't be able to search, you won't be able to store the data, right? To combat this, usually, mostly 99%, you will have multiple indexers in your organization. So you'll have multiple indexers in your organization. All right, and all of these will be in a cluster. When I say in a cluster, they'll be linked together. All right, and there'll be someone managing all these three. That someone is called as a cluster master. All right, that person is called as a cluster master. So this cluster master is going to decide, right? Once the data is coming in to indexers, this cluster master will push some configuration files to all of these indexers. Okay, it is going to push the configuration file. What is the configuration file? I'll tell you. And when it is pushing, it uses the port number. Any idea which port number? We discussed this port number yesterday. When the Splunk instances talk to each other while sending the configuration files, not the for logs. What is the port number that is used?
808.
997. 9997.
Thank you. No, no,
Triple nine
nine
seven.
nine seven. 997 is for only for logs. 8089 is for, management, talk, when these instances talk to each other, right? The management port, or you can talk about it as when they send the configuration files. So this cluster master, all right, you can do a lot of settings over here. Okay, we are not going to jump deep into a cluster master at all. It is just, I'm just going to introduce this to you. That would be more than enough for your interviews. Okay, so if they ask, you can talk about cluster master, or else you need not. Okay, so cluster master manages all these indexers. Okay, what does it manage? When we are getting the data, okay, let's say it is sent to indexer 2. Okay, this is indexer 1, indexer 3. All right, and now we need copies of the data over indexer 1 also, because if indexer 2 goes down, you will have one more copy in indexer 1. right? So cluster master decides how many copies you want to replicate. Okay, how many copies you want to replicate of the same data and store it. You're replicating the data. Replicating means you're making a copy of the same data
Sorry,
and
excuse me.
storing it in a
Ma,
different. I'm
ma,
sorry.
yeah,
Yes.
sorry. I want to ask, within the system, within this same system, is it
Uh,
mandatory that you have multiple indexers?
it's not a man. Yeah, this will be on a different server. This is on a different server. This is on a different server.
That's to maintain availability, or it's
Yeah,
just
to maintain
mandatory?
availability, high availability. Yes,
Okay.
that's the
Different
reason.
server in different location or same location.
A geolocation, no, not from a geolocation point of view. No, it could be in the same location, right? It is just for high availability, so that if one of the indexer goes down, there'll be other two to pick it up, to pick up the load and to store the data. Okay.
Okay, that will be having only indexing feature, right? Not searched.
Yeah, only indexers, only indexing.
And one more thing, what is the IP address you will mention? Like which IP? Is it a cluster master IP or a individual indexer?
Indexer IP. So
Like
cluster
in
master, let
for
me tell you, I'll come to that. Give me 1 second. All right. So what is happening here is, right, the cluster master, right, wherever you want to send the logs to, you can mention that indexer. All right. But what your cluster master does is, right, your cluster master will only send the configuration file to your indexers. All right. To make sure they maintain a copy. Each and every indexer maintains a copy and the data is replicated in all the three. Okay. We won't send all the logs to cluster master directly. No. Why? Because this doesn't have the capability to index. No. These are your indexers. The logs will be sent to your indexer. The cluster master manages only the configuration for all the three indexers. They tell these indexers, right, how many copies of data that needs to be done, right? So you're not going to mention the cluster master IP while sending the logs. You will mention the indexer IP itself. Okay, so this cluster master only helps in managing the indexers. All right, this only helps in managing the indexers. So there's one more thing. You have three indexers. All right, you have three indexers, and the Splunk license which you have bought is 6 GB. I'm just giving an example. All right, 6 GB. So what do you think? Each indexer will have 6 GB, or on the whole per day it is 6 GB
On the
Whole
whole,
for
per
it's
your
day
going
it
to be
is 6
organization?
GB.
6 GB. They share it 222.
I'm sorry.
They share it in equal uh, ration, in equal proportion, 222 GB.
Okay. So how about others?
Yeah, I think one indexer will have the 6 GB, then normalize index and pass, then distribute copies to other indexers.
Okay. So what happens here is all three indexers put together, it is, where's my cursor, 6 GB. It is not every indexer, no, not every indexer will not have a separate license of 6 GB. No, that is not how it is going to be. All the three put together per day, it is 6 GB of data. Your license is 6 GB. So there should be someone, we have cluster master monitoring the configuration of all the indexers, right? There should be someone to monitor this license because it's not just single instance, right? It's all the three instances, right? So that person is called as a license master. All right, you can set it up on a different server. Okay, you can set it up on a different server, or if you have a Splunk instance, like for a matter here, right? I can use this as a search head and the license master, both. I can use this as a search head and the license master. If you see here, it is just an option. Licensing is just an option. right? This server automatically acts as a standalone server. I can make it as slave. I can change it to slave. See, I can change it to slave. That means slave. These are called as slaves. Unfortunately, we still use these terminologies, master and slaves. But yeah, this is the master. This is the slave. If I change it to slave, I can, this will all become slaves, and you will have one separate server where you add the license file. All right, that will be, all right, you will add the license file everywhere. All right, and one machine, you're going to make that as a license master, and the job of the license master is to keep a track of which indexer is using how much amount of data. Okay, it's going to keep a track of which indexer is using how much amount of data, and all three put together, you will see all the details in the license master as to which indexer, how much data is being used. Everything will be there in your license master. That way, every time you need not check from each indexer, logging into each indexer, you need not check how much is the data that is consumed. You don't have to do that if you have a license master. Okay, license master is nothing but this role which you assign it to any Splunk enterprise. Okay, if you have a search head, right, you can make that also as a license master. All right, this will monitor the data that is being used by other indexers. Okay.
Can we make like cluster master server also as a license master?
I've not seen them I've not seen so far, but I am not sure if you can do that because uh,
Is cluster master server is also indexer or what?
no,
How we
that will have
configure?
different capabilities.
No,
That will
is
have
the
different capabilities. It won't be an indexer. No,
setup like we are downloading
it's
the Splunk
another role.
enterprise setup. So there is a different setup for cluster master.
No, not a different setup. Not a different setup for cluster master.
Uh-huh.
It is the same itself, but the roles,
Okay.
whatever you see as licensing, right? You will have a different set of roles for when it becomes a cluster master, right? It will be, where is it?
We need to
These,
download the Splunk enterprise and need to install for cluster master as well. And in the setting we will configure it. That's
you
all
can,
right.
yeah, in the settings itself, and you see over here, right? Monitoring. If I click on monitoring, settings and
Mhm.
monitoring console, right? So this is acting as standalone. That means this is only one system, right?
Mhm.
But you have multiple systems, you will get a option to manage it as a cluster master, so that you get the details of all the different clusters over, I mean, all the different indexers over here only. And it will not index. It will not index. You need not make it as an indexer. You can just use a small server, install a Splunk enterprise, make it as a cluster master to manage only the indexers.
Means in the real time scenario in enterprise, like they will install a dedicated server
Not a
and they will
dedicated server, there might be
so
other
cluster master.
cluster master. Yeah, there could be what you call any other server, what you call role on it, but yeah, it would be a separate server only. It would not be your search head. It will not be a license master. Your cluster master would be a different one. Usually I've seen where search heads are clubbed with license master. I've also seen a separate instance for license master. I've also seen search heads and the license master being clubbed. Please explain cluster master. So cluster master, what happens here is, okay, so like I said, you in organizations, you will not just have one indexer, you will have multiple indexers, right? You will have multiple indexers. I1, I2, and this is I3. All right, why do you have multiple indexers? So that there's a concept of high availability, right? So that the data is always available. Your business operations are running, your security operations are running. For it to operate, you need to have logs, right? So if you just have one indexer, if it goes down due to some reason, you will lose the entire flow. That's the reason you will have multiple indexers. When you have multiple indexers, right, you should also be able to manage all the three. There should be some centralized monitoring console for us to monitor what is happening on these three indexers, right? If you see indexing rate, it shows you the CPU usage, memory usage, right? All of these things, license usage, right? All of these things should be managed by someone. Let's forget about the license part right now. We'll focus about the rest of the things, right? There should be someone to monitor all the three in cluster. Cluster is they're in the same group. They are in the same network, right? And they talk to each other. They talk to each other. All right. So someone has to be there to manage all of these three. So that someone is called a cluster master. All right. So what this cluster master does, one of the job what it does is it sends the configuration file, whatever any configuration file that is required, right? It sends the configuration file to the indexers. So one such configuration file, which you guys for now can understand about is, when the logs are being sent, right? When the logs are being sent, let us say the logs are sent to indexer 1. All right, there is one like we have a couple of data sources. We are sending it to indexer 1. All right, but I want the data to be copied on these two also, because if this is lost, I still need the data to be there, right? Who gives all these configuration file? That is your cluster master. It's called as a RF replication factor. What is the replication factor? Is how many replicas of data you need. 2 copies, 3 copies, 1 copy. How many ever replicas you need. So it is from data, let's say this AV log. Just giving an example, all right? So you want this copy of this again over here. You want the copy again over here. So you want to set the replication factor, all right, of how many ever copies you want. So many copies it is going to make. So you decide everything on the cluster master. You push the configuration file to your indexers. So cluster master is there only to manage your indexers. Okay, only to manage your indexers. Okay, so by sending the configuration files, replication factor, right? It'll push all of these configuration files to your indexers, right? This is about this is excluding the licensing part. Okay, so to manage the license, like I said, if you take 6 GB of data in an organization, right, it should be split across the 3 indexers. It's not 2, it cannot be always 2 2 2. It depends how much of data is being sent to each indexer. All right, depends on how much of data is sent to each indexer. All right, so what happens here, this 6 GB is split across these 3 and is split across these 3, and there should be someone like who is managing the configuration file. There should be someone who would manage the license part, right? So we will set up another instance, all right, make that as a license master, and all of these will be the slaves, all right? So what these slaves do, they keep contacting the license master, all right? They keep contacting the license master, all right? And the license master makes a note of how much data is being used by each indexer, how much data is being utilized by each indexer. That is what the license master does. So license master just manages your license. When I say manages, it keeps a track of how much of license is used by indexer, by different indexers. Okay, license master is only with respect to the license. Cluster master helps you in managing the indexers in cluster. Okay, is that right? Understood? Any doubts?
Shruti, I'm having a doubt here.
Yep.
For example, the first indexer gets the data. So once the parsing and analyzing everything is done, the same data will get replicated to indexer 2 and indexer 3, right?
Yes.
From there, from there the data will move to searches. I'm right?
Yeah, so you will have searched over here, right? Searched over here. And whenever I search, it goes back to the indexers and it will get the data. Basically, in the backend where it is stored, it's stored in the buckets, right? You remember buckets? Hot,
Yes.
hot, warm. So basically, it is the bucket. I'll be reaching out to the bucket and then getting the data.
Okay. So, for example, the 5 GB is over. The next day, again it get like refreshed, and it will
Yes.
where the data will go. Again, all the data will move to the searches or what?
So the data has nothing to do with 6 GB, right? The data will all be stored in the buckets. 6 GB. So it is like very simple, like how you do it on your phone, right? Every day, let's say you download few files, it will still be stored on your phone. It's the data which gets refreshed. So every day you get 2 GB data, and you're downloading some file every day. You will still have the files, right, stored on your system.
Okay. Yeah, sir. Yeah, I got you. So the
So the
only
data
only
will be
purpose. Okay, the only purpose of maintaining the multiply is for availability features only, right?
yep.
Okay. Apart from, is there any any advantage of using multiple indexes here?
Yeah, you won't be overloading on one system, right? If there is a lot of data, right? It's like a load balancing, high availability kind of a feature. And
Okay.
this is a single point of failure for you. It is a
Yeah,
single
yes.
point of failure. If this goes, everything goes down.
Hello, Stuti.
Yes.
Means the license master and club master is the same, or they both are different?
You mean to say on the same server or different server?
Yeah, sometime in the same server or a different server.
I have never seen them on the same server usually, because the thing is, license, what happens is license master doesn't require much, and you can make your search head only as a license master. You can simply add that role of license master, all right, and it will be able to manage it. But for cluster master, right, you usually, I mean, I've never seen search head or anything converted as cluster master. It'll be a separate server, all right, wherein this role of cluster master is set on that particular server. This will not do any indexing and stuff. This will just manage the indexer. So as far as I have seen, it's on different servers.
Okay.
Stuti,
So,
like, is it
Yeah,
enterprise only?
so does it mean the indexers will all be on different servers?
No, no.
The indexers, yes, this will all be different servers, different server, different server, different server. Because you have to
Okay.
maintain a high availability, right? It'll be on different
Yeah.
servers.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, man.
No box. இல்லையே நாடு ஆமா அந்த பெண்ணுக்காக
Yeah.
The
8 மணிக்கா போமாலண்ணா
the configuration of the cluster master, how is it done? Where is it done from? Is it from the SIM itself, or is configured separately from another system?
It's configured on a separate server.
Okay, if we're buying the SIM license itself, do they come in modules or they come in a unit? Because the license master on its own is a standalone. The cluster master is on its own is standalone. The indexes and the universals, this I believe they all come together as a system. How are they?
Okay, so it's just this itself. I think I've got your question. Let me just. So this could be the architecture. All right, you have indexers, you have data coming in. I'm just going to send it to the cluster itself. Okay, basically they're either storing in one of these indexers or two of these indexers. All right, so your cluster master manages this cluster, okay, by sending the configuration file. And you have your search heads here. Okay, you have your search heads, 3 search heads here. So whatever you want to search, right, you given all of that information, it's going to go back right over here. It's going to fetch all the data for you. It's going to fetch all the data for you. But having said that, again, you have a license master, which works with all these 3. All right. Only reason, okay, let's keep it as also a search head. All right. Let's keep it also as a search head. So what it does, it just manages the license part. That means these guys talk to the license master also. All right, they talk to the license master. They tell every, I think it's, I need to check how many interval. I think you can also change the interval, how often it has to talk to license master, right? It talks to the license master often. And, they tell how much of data is consumed by each. Okay, so this is pretty much how it is going to look like. So you have your data sources. The data is sent to the indexer. All these 3 are in cluster, which is managed by your cluster master. This is a separate server. These 3 are separate servers, right? License master search it on the same server. This is a separate server. This is a separate server. This is a separate server. All boxes are separate servers. Okay. Does that answer your question, Ken? I think it's
Yes,
Ken.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
Yeah.
how do we monitor underutilization of the license? Obviously, the report is going to be in the license manager though, but do we have a dedicated person that monitors it, or
No,
is
actually,
it
no, not a
some kind
dedicated. Sorry to cut you off. No, not a dedicated person to monitor license master. So what happens is it creates an alert. If you have used 80% of license, right? It triggers an email to your team saying that, hey guys, you have used 80% of the license. If you have used 90%, it's going to trigger another alert. I mean, another email. So the alerting mechanism is already there in Splunk. So you get, regular email from what do you call license master telling about your license.
Okay, thank you.
Stuti? Okay, hi Stuti. Is there any allocation for each cluster, each indexer for this amount of licensing or like that, or that licensing is that centralized? Hello. Hello.
Sorry, sorry, I got disconnected from the network. Yeah, so what were you saying about the license? Yeah, so anytime you're about to reach the threshold, right? About to reach 80%, 90%, right? There's an alert or an email triggered to your team, all right? Whatever email ID you set up. So they get an email saying that this is the utilization for today. And
Now, my question is,
whenever the data is refreshed, also you get an email.
so for example, you're saying that 6 GB of licensing is for centralized, or each no do we have to option to no we have option to allocate each indexer for some amount of
No, no. It is 6 GB put together. 6 GB put together. Your license master just keeps a note of how much is being used by each. You won't tell that, okay, indexer 1 can only use 2 GB. No.
Mhm. Like we can receive some less amount of data for a particular indexer.
Exactly, because that depends on what are your data sources, how much data is being sent to each, right? It totally depends. You can't restrict the data with respect to each indexer. No.
Okay, Shruti, can we configure a cluster master as a license master?
You are, so it's not a hard and fast rule that you have to have separate. You can, all right, you can club both, but I've never seen these two being clubbed. All right, because any which ways we'll have a search head, right? We'll have a search head that will only be converted as a license master, and you will set up a different cluster master. I've never seen anybody clubbing the search head. You can't club, I don't think you can club a search head as a cluster master. I doubt you can do that, right? But you may club license master and cluster master. I've never seen that also being done, but you can club these two, I believe.
Stuti, in the here there are three indexes. Then one index will be master and another two will be slaves, like that.
So this will be the license master is your master. All these three are slaves.
Okay.
So Deepak, yeah, you're right. In simple words, term help to configure multiple, not help to configure. It helps to send the configuration files or manage the multiple indexer setup, indexers in cluster. License must help in monitor maintain data used by indexers. Yes, use the just mention license. Data used or licensed by the indexer. Yes, of course, replication factor. Yes, correct. Right.
Stuti, like this cluster master, licensing master, are those any other application or enterprise application only?
So that's just a role. That's just a role. So if you see
But
here, it's just a role.
application is same.
Yeah, it's the same Splunk Enterprise only. If I go to licensing, right? So see here, it says change to slave. It is a standalone now. Correct? So if at all I would have had two more instances, I could have made those as slaves. This would remain as a master, right? You have to do those changes and stuff or configuration changes. Okay, so it's just a role that you add, nothing else. Okay, any other doubts? Or can we move on to Splunk? Let me know if you have any other doubts.
Yeah, Shruti, what happens if a cluster master goes down?
If your cluster master goes down, you will nothing will happen to your indexers as such, right? Data will still be indexing. They will still have the configuration file, right? You will be given some, I think it is 24 hours time. You have to bring up your cluster master because they keep talking to cluster master, right? So nothing will happen to data processing. You will be able to index, you will be able to search, right? Because they will have the configuration file, but that is, I think it's for 12 hours or 24 hours. I'm not too sure about the time, but you have to make sure you fix your cluster master within that time so that they can contact the cluster master again.
So the meantime that events were passed, right?
Everything will happen on its own smoothly. Yes, nothing will happen to the data over here. This is in one flow which is happening. This is there only to send the configuration files, right? To make sure the replication factor is in place. The data is replicated, right? So it will talk in some interval to a cluster master. And if at all some indexer goes down also, right, since you are managing from your cluster master, you will get to know that indexer, this has gone down. You can do the alerting and stuff at the cluster master level itself. So if any indexer is going down, or if any utilization of any indexer is high, memory utilization is high, right, it can trigger alerts. You can make all those things on your cluster master. All those things on your cluster master. Okay. All right. Any other doubts? Okay, so I'll interpret your silence as no, and then let's go to Splunk. All right, so Splunk, this is how your lab, this is your lab. This is not how your lab, this is your lab. This is where you guys will be logging in going forward. All right, explore today, explore the various options. All right, so first things first, this is when you click on apps, right? These are the different apps like how you have on your phone, right? So these are those apps. Just always go to search and reporting, because we are going to search, right? We are going to search, and this is your search tab where you're going to write your queries, commands, whatever over here in the search bar. All right,
Hello,
so this
hello,
is your
ma. Hello, ma.
Yep.
Okay. How do we get our sign on ID? And again, the what's it called? The private IP we'll be using to sign into the Splunk interface.
You can use this IP.
It's going to be changing every day. It's going to be changing every day from what you said. How will we be getting?
Correct. It'll be changing every day, and I'll be giving you a different IP every day. Every time I restart, I'll be giving you a different IP. Okay. I can't make it a private IP. Why? Because all of you are spread across, right? We are not connected through VPN. We are not interconnected. Right?
Yeah.
That's the reason I cannot, give a private IP. You won't be able to access.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
That's all right. Okay. So, where were we? Here. Yeah. So, okay. So search. This is where you start your search, right? You write your simple queries. This is the time frame. If you select 24 hours, there are multiple things. Please, you guys will be able to, probably figure these things out, right? Just what do you call, explore these options. This just talks about the time, how long, or from when do you want the data, right? That is where you select from here, this drop down. This is the normal search. These are the different modes. I will tell you what these modes are. So let's start searching first. All right, this whatever you see, it's an asterisk, right? It's an asterisk symbol, which is called as a wild card. It's called a wild.
Hello. Anyone hearing? But I lost her voice.
Yeah, I think it's too.
Our network is down.
Yeah, it might be a network break for
Yeah,
her.
some network issue.
She may join. She may join.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry. Yeah, then in the screen. Okay, so my voice audible, screen visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, both good.
Yeah, now we can. Hello, Stuti.
Guys, can you hear me? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yes, Stuti.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stuti.
okay.
Yes, yes.
Cool. So this is called a wild card. So wild card is like your, I don't know much about cards, but it's like your joker card. In some game, I don't know which game, we use joker card to replace any other card, right? It can be used to replace any other card. So very much similar, this star is. All right. So if I just do a star and just search, right, I'll get a lot of data. All right, I'll get a lot of data. And now let's see how do we read the data? What are these different things, right? So okay. All right. So what happens here is when you do an asterisk and a search, don't do that in your organizations, please. I'm just telling you now so that we learn these different options. So if you see here, I've selected last 24 hours, right? Last 24 hours. And if you notice here, this is for last 24 hours, right? 23 to 22, correct? So if you want to change the time frame, last, let's say 7 days of data, you can just select the 7 days and hit enter the search button. It is going to search for last 7 days. It is going to search for last 7 days. Okay, so this is what you do with the time frame. Whichever time frame you need the data for, right? You're going to select the time frame from here. All right, so whenever you want to search the data, all right, when you have to start searching the data in your organization also, you may not know what is what, which data is stored in which index, right? You may not know, right? So always start with index is equal to star when you do not know what where the what are the different what do you call indexes. What is index? It is like your index page, right? It is like your index page. Which page number, what data is stored. So even over here, right? Even over here, we know we have ingested web server logs. We have got the AD logs, and we have set it up so we know the names. What have we named? What have we labeled as? But in your organization, you may not know, right? So you can just do a index is equal to star. All right. I'm just telling you to start your search. How you can start your search. Why are we doing index? So that we are going to that particular, we are seeing what are the different labels which is there for which kind of data. Okay, so index is nothing but the person from in the big bazaar, in the target outlet, going back to refill the stock. So the person goes to, if at all they have to refill stationery, that person knows they have to go to the row which has a label called stationery. So here similarly index is like your row. So you will mention web server because you want to see the web server logs. Index is equal to web server, we know, and we can do a search. But in your organization, when you are not sure, just do a index is equal to star and make sure you select a very short period of time. A very short period of time. All right. And then do a search. All right. Just for example's sake, I'm going to take 7 days, but don't do this in your organization. Why? Because you will be dealing with a lot of data. Hell lot of data. All right. You're simply putting load on the Splunk search, the search head, right? You don't need to do that. Just do a index is equal to star, put a very short time period. Even in the short time period, you will see a lot of logs. All right. So you can always stop the job if you think there are a lot of logs. You can always just stop it while running. All right. So once this is done, just scroll down, look for something called as index. You see index here. Index 2, just click on this. Okay, now you will know, hey, we have web server logs, we have logs, something called as main. So let us check what is main. If you want to just research on your own, if you want to just figure out things on your own, this is how you can do. So let's say main we are not sure what it is. Just click on main. As soon as you click on main, what happens? It gets added onto your search. Remove this index is equal to star. You don't want to search it. Index is equal to main is what you have got. Once you get the logs, please understand the logs. Expand the log. See what is the information is there in the log. So the left hand side, whatever you see are the field names, the heading. Okay, these are actually called the field name, the name of the field. And on the right side is the value for that field. All right, on the right side, it is the value for this particular field. Okay, let's check web server logs, or even over here, we are checking index is equal to main, right? Index is equal to main. Give me 1 second. These are all default fields, right? So this should actually go up. Index. Okay. So I told you default fields. What are default fields? Host, index, source types. So these are added as soon as your data is being sent, right? These are the fields. It is picked up automatically. Whichever host sends the data, it picks up automatically. What is the source from where it is coming, right? That is automatically picked up. What is the source type? What kind of a file is this? What kind of a log is this, right? That talks about the source type. So all these things are default fields. This you will find for every log that you try to index. This will be there. All right. Along with this, of course, the time also. Okay. So what was I going to do is index is equal to main. Now let's say I want to check only the security logs. Okay, so just click on source. You will get to know the different sources from where we are getting the logs. All right, so I'll just click on Windows Event Log Security. It gets added on to this. You can always remove index is equal to star. All right, do a search. Right, you will get all the logs with respect to Windows security over the last 7 days. Right, now we will expand this and see. Okay, so if you see here on the left hand side, it talks about the name of the field. This is called the field name. See, it says event code. And what is the event code? What is the value in this particular log, in this particular event, right? What is the value? 4634. Where is it stored? It's stored under value. So the right hand side is the value. The left hand side is nothing but the heading, the field name. All right. Now, let me check that I want to view the event code. Let me say I want how many event codes are there. Let me check. What is 4625? Event code 4625. event code
Fail,
is equal.
fail
Sorry.
logon. Fail logon.
Now
Field
I'm searching. We have
Fail
event.
logon.
Yeah, thanks. Event code. Event code, right? I'm searching event code 4625. I want to see only 4625. All right, now I'm going to hit enter. Why am I not getting logs?
there's no failed log.
There are no fail logs.
But we did see, right? We did see it. Let me do a search by removing it. Event code 4625. It is there.
Oh, 55%.
4625. And I do a search.
Maybe there's no failed log within that 7 days for the past 7 days.
There is. So I'm just removing this. Okay, I'm just removing that. All right. I'm cutting this off. I'm searching. I'm not changing 7
We have
days.
to give
Just search.
double quotation.
No,
Event code is here. 4625 is there. It is one of the topmost. It is there.
Is it a
So
case
that's
I
sensitive?
think we have to use and or operator.
No, Stuti, is it case sensitive?
Sorry.
Is it case sensitive? Like event is in a capital.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. It is case sensitive. So it is case sensitive. The fields, whatever you see here, right? It is case sensitive. All right. So if it is small letter, it is small letter. If it's a mixture of capital and small, it is mixture of capital and small. If you have these underscores, it has to be there. Everything, it has to be similar. It has to be the not similar. It has to be the same.
exactly.
Now, if we do 4, 6,
So
2, 5,
sorry,
we'll
if
hit
you click
enter.
on it, okay.
Now you see the logs we are getting, right? Because whatever fields that you see on your left hand side, the field names are case sensitive. Okay, the field names are case sensitive. The values are not case sensitive. The values are not case sensitive. So for example, if you want to take log name, right? Let's take log name. If I make it as security, I'll still get the logs because the value over here, right? The value over here is not case sensitive. Okay, only the field names are case sensitive. So in any case, if you're not getting the results, please go back and check whether the the field name is correct, whether it is the exact field name. Okay, so that is case sensitive. All right, now coming back to the fields. All right, at this side you have something called selected fields. You can select whichever field that you want at the top. You can just make it as selected. All right, these are the default ones, so it will always be there at top. So let me remove all of this. I'm going to select index is equal to main. I'm going to search. Right, a lot of logs. Right, now here whatever you see interesting fields, right? So these are the fields which is extracted from these 21,000 events. So there are 21,000 events. So these are the common fields which is there in 21,000 events. These are the common fields. All right. So for example, if we check account domain, if you see 11 values, it is there in 68 or 69% of events. Out of 21,000 events, right, there is a field name called account domain in 69%. 69% of 21,000 has this field name called account domain. And there are 11 unique values. You will have 11 unique values. Here it shows only top 10, but here if you see it talks about how many unique values are there, how many unique account domains are there. We'll take another example. So see the account name. All right, account name, these are the different account names. You guys logged in with fresh and refresh yesterday, right? These are the different account names. So if you see here, account name, right? There are more than 100 values. There are more than 100 account values, account names. Okay, there are more than 100 account names. And again, 69% of 21,000 events have account name. Not all the events, not 100% of the events do not have account name. Only around 69% of the events have something called account name. That means if you expand an event, all right, see over here, do you find account name? Do you see account name here? A yes or a no or a maybe would help.
No.
All right, you don't see account name. That's what it says. This account name is not on 100% of the events. It is there on 70% of the events. Okay, so if you see the host, now do you see? It says 100% of the event. Of course, because every log will have default fields, host, index, source, source type. So this is, and the time, right? These are the default fields. This will be there in all the events. So if you just click on source, right, there are 8 different values and it is there on 100% of the events. You getting my point?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, 100% of what events? This is the total events, 21,000 odd events. Okay, so let me just stop for a second here. Let me just ask all of you, Banu, Chandru, Deepak, Pooja, Gaurav, Ken, Mohammed, Vineet, Ruth, Shweta. Okay, I'm going to stop calling out names. There are a lot of names. So all of you are raising your hand. Any doubts? Till whatever that was told. Any doubts?
No doubts, ma'am.
Able to follow?
Shruti, I have a doubt.
Yep.
Sometimes in search box you are using index is equal to main, and sometimes you are using index is equal to star. What is the difference between both?
Yeah, so I'll tell you that. So index is equal to star. I told you can use initially when you don't know what are the different indexes. Okay, when you do not know what are the different indexes, star means what? Wildcard means it can be anything. This star can be anything, right? When you're not very sure, just do a index is equal to star a very short period of time in your organization. Here in the lab, you can make it as 30 days or all time. You can do whatever you want in the lab, but not in your organization because you will be dealing with a lot of data. So just do an index is equal to star to understand different indexes. Okay, so if you see here, I did index is equal to star last 7 days. I did not know what logs I'm getting. So I'll click on index, which says num 2, right? Here I'll get to know, hey, I'm getting web server logs. I'm getting something in main, right? So over here, you can click on web server. So when you're not sure, but by practice, after practicing, you guys will know. So if you want web server logs, if you want to go fetch web server logs, you will directly go index is equal to web server. I was just telling how to start your search. That's it.
Okay, Shruti.
Okay, so now if you expand this, right, you will get a lot of details. These are all case sensitive. Now we will see something over here. So these values, whatever you see here, right, these are the unique values. These are the unique values. So if you see here, URI, there are 4 different unique URIs. So if you see status, there are 3 different unique, there are 3 unique statuses. Okay, there are 3 unique statuses. That doesn't mean there is only one. If you see here, the count of 200 status is there on 41 events. The count of 408 is there in 14 events. Okay, this 404 is there on 4 events. If you want, we can check that. I'll just click on 404. How many events are there? 4 events. Correct? That is what it told me. 404, count is 4. Okay, now whatever you see here is the unique value I told you. And this side, whatever you see, right, it represents A means it's a string value. It could be alphanumeric character string. But when you see this hash symbol, it is always the number. It is always the number. So if I click on bytes, see, it is number. I click on date, it is just the number. The year, it is just the number. Sorry, where is it? Second, it is just the number. But wherever you see this alpha symbol, that is the alphanumeric characters string basically. Okay, that is that. Now, let us see, I told you about the modes, right? The different modes. So if I'm going to remove the status and I'm going to search in verbose mode. All right, this is my verbose mode. So if you just see over here, it tells that all events and field data will be there. Of course, I'm getting all the data, all the fields. I'm getting all the fields. Everything is parsed, right? I'm getting all the fields, complete data if you use a verbose mode. But if at all I use something called as a fast mode, see the difference. I will open another tab. Okay, I'm going to run this in fast mode. Last 7 days, it's going to run in fast mode. I'm going to expand this. Do you see the difference? It's very evident, the difference, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So in the fast mode, it gives you only the default fields. These are the very default. These are the default fields. Host, index, source type, time. Right? And of course, this is not a default field, but you'll get along with the default field, you might just get 1 or 2 fields. That's it. Okay, so this is what happens in fast mode. So whenever in your organization, let's say the first time you're logging into Splunk, you want to see what are all the different logs you're getting, always run it in fast mode so that you get the basic detail. If you get to know the index, it is more than enough, right? You just want the label, right? Once you know what to search, what is the name of that, you can just straight away start your search, right? So that basic information you'll get when you search in fast mode. So do a index is equal to star, right? Take a time frame, a short time frame in your organization. Here you can take a lot of data, no problem. Run it in fast mode, right? You will get to know the different indexes which are there. Is this clear with everyone? This is how
But
you
in
start the search.
but in the fast mode, it is showing only one index value.
Okay, I have
Okay,
not
okay,
put on
okay, okay,
search. That's the reason.
okay.
What is
Okay.
smart mode?
I'll come to that. Any doubts still here? No? Okay. So your fast mode will have a what you call a very basic kind of a fields, all right? Only the default ones. So in your smart mode, it is very much similar to your what you call verbose mode. You won't see much difference unless we start writing some tables. Right, smart mode, you're getting all the events, yes, all the logs. I mean, yes, you're getting all the fields, but you will see the difference when I tell you when we go to learn about simple commands, right? I'll show you even now. Let's say table. We make it as main. Okay, I will tell what is it, everything, just for the sake of understanding smart mode. Okay, Index is equal to main. I'm going to do a table. Table means it will just come in a table format. All right. I'm just going to make that as account name. Probably account domain. Simply, I'm running it in smart mode. All right. It's in smart mode. I'm just going to search. All right. What happens if I do it in smart mode is it is going to show me the statistics because I've told to show it in a table format. It is going to give me the details. All right. But if I go back to events, I won't be seeing any events because I'm running in smart mode. It will show only the statistics. It will show me only the statistics. And if I go back to events, I won't be able to see anything. All right. So when you want to switch between statistics and events, always use a fast mode. So if you use a fast mode, you will get the statistics also, and you will be able to see the events. Sorry, verbose mode. I'm very sorry, verbose mode. When you go to verbose mode, all right, you will get the statistics also. You will be able to switch over to the events as well. Okay, that's the difference. That is where you will find the difference. Okay, anyway. So don't worry about this. I will tell you what all those are. So is this clear till here, all of you?
Yeah, clear.
Everybody on the same page? So far, so good.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, Stuti.
cool. So this is how you can
So,
start your.
Stuti, can you write some basic command of searching? Is there any like link where we can have basic command of searching?
Kedar, can we just go step by step because there are many for whom this is completely new, right? So before I get into commands and stuff, I need to tell you a couple of more things. Right? Let's go step by step. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Won't take
that's
much
fine.
time.
Is
Probably.
searching, you are searching in, I was just asking about the
We will
searching.
search. We will search. We will search. We'll
Searching
use simple
keyword
command.
like whatever.
Yeah, we will do that. We will do that. So yeah. Uh, okay, attendance. You guys will never forget attendance. Thank you for reminding Rahul. Yeah, we can quickly take an attendance probably now because yeah, we have you guys also said no doubts. So taking the attendance, guys. Thanks, Rahul, for reminding. Where are we? SOC Magic. Please log into your Magic portals. Rahul, if you have missed it yesterday, please contact your S3. Okay, please let them know. They will mark your attendance. You guys have logged in, all of you? Okay, okay, Rahul, good. Have you all logged in to your Magic portal?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, shall I initiate attendance, guys? All of you? Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I've initiated
Yes,
the
Stuti.
attendance. Please log in. You will have 5 minutes of time. Attendance initiated from my end. Please
Done.
make sure you mark your attendance. Let me know once you're ready.
Done with the attendance.
Okay, super. Thanks.
Done, Stuti.
All right, cool, guys. Let me refresh from my end. Bhanupriya here. Bhanupriya, it says absent. Just please try to. Yeah, Bhanu, you're there, right? Yeah. It says absent for me. Please make sure you log in and then hit the attendance.
Hello,
Yeah, my,
Stuti.
my magic portal password saying is wrong. It's so I'm trying to log in.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, after finishing the batch, can you please repeat the concept related to club master and like that? Because some.
Yeah, whoever did not understand, just stay back after the class.
Yeah,
I'll explain.
yeah, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I marked that. Thanks.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yep. Okay, I think most of you are done, right? Shall we proceed or you need a minute or so?
Yeah, let's proceed.
Let's proceed. Out of topic question. What is a node and pure nodes? Node is nothing but it could be anything on your network. For example, in networking mostly, right? What is it? You can how do I tell? Even this could if I take an example of a Splunk, you can call this as also a node, and these will be pure nodes. Whichever is in the network in the same network, right? Or the same subnet, basically, those are called peers, right? And node could be anything. In if you take an example of Splunk, I can call this also as a node. So in which context you're asking a node is what I would want to know. Was it in networking?
In a cloud-based.
Where did you come across this? I would want more information. So node could, so in networking it is different. Or if you talk about, in your infrastructure, node can be even, what do you call?
Hello, Stuti.
Yes. Just drawing something. Yeah,
Yeah.
please tell me.
Yeah, we consider node as a server or a hardware like supposed to
Routers
in a
can be
server
a node.
concept.
In networking.
Node
Yeah, routers can be
in
node.
network. Okay.
There you go. We've got the answer. And peer is nothing but the ones who are in the same subnet or who interact with each other. Is that right? Peer nodes
Yes,
is
yes.
nothing but the same, right?
Yeah.
Which are in the same
Yeah.
subnet or the same network, which are talking to each other. Peers.
If two
That is a
nodes are
peer.
talking
Yes.
to each other, peers.
Yeah. All right. So coming back to this, so when you guys also log into this is our lab, right? So do a index is equal to star. Okay, so this is an activity for you guys. All right, index is equal to star. Tell me tomorrow what are the different indexes that you see. What are the different indexes that you see? Select the time frame, whatever you want. Please make it in fast mode, not verbose mode. All right, run it in fast mode, even in the labs. All right, just let me know what are the different indexes that you saw. All right, is that clear? So that is how you start your search. So when you are not sure, just do a index is equal to star, pick a short time frame in your organization, pick a fast mode, see what are all the different indexes. Okay, now let's say I've given you a task. Okay, I've given you a task. So you're going to do index is equal to star last 7 days, and you have told me here there are two indexes. Now I will give you an assignment saying that I want to know who all are the different people who are logging into the web server. I mean, who are not logging in. I meant to say, let's not go to web server. Let's fix main itself. Let's check the AD. So yesterday, right? I mean, you guys have created lot of usernames, right? Lot of accounts that was created in AD. Let's say I ask you guys to get those logs for me. I want the different account names that were created. Getting my question? My question to you guys would be, I want the list of users who were created in AD in the last 24 hours. Okay, when I give you such a query, all right, let's say you guys are not sure which index it falls into, but you know the source from where you want to get the logs is, let's say you think that it is from Active Directory. Okay, so even you, what you can do is you can just mention source is equal to Active Directory. Let's say you do not know the spelling of Active Directory, or you do not know anything. You think that it starts with active, you don't know the rest of the word. All right, you can just do a source is equal to active, all right, and a star. It will go to index is equal to main, source will be Active Directory. Okay, it's not always that you have to start with index. Index could be like a easy starting point, all right, because there could be active directories in let's say you won't have in a different index. I'm just giving an example, all right. Let's say some different source, okay, it might be coming from different indexes also, right? So that's why mostly we start with index, but you can also start this way. You can give source is equal to active, because we have less number of logs, you will get the logs. Active and star, star because it can be anything after active, right? So if you give source is equal to active star 7 days, it will give me all the logs, right? Sorry, I was asking you something. So let's say this is one way you can start your search, and one more is you will do a index is equal to star. We'll do last 7 days. Check the index. Okay, there's something called main. I'm going to click on this main. Just click on that. It will add to the search. Remove this index is equal to star. All right, remove that research. Index is equal to main. Now, what was my question? I wanted you guys to figure out how many users were created yesterday, right? In the last 24 hours. So you have done index is equal to main. Well and good, right? 24 hours is what I asked. So I'm going to make it as 24 hours. I'm going to run the search. Okay, now, all right, if you look at this side, you see something called as account name, right? Account name. So there are multiple account names that are mentioned over here. Yes, there are multiple account names which are mentioned over here. And probably if you just expand one of this, right, you will understand, hey, okay, account name comes under, the name comes under the account name. I want to probably pick up this information. But if you notice, there is something called as event code also. So always go through the log, always expand the log, go through the log, which field will help me get the value. All right. So if you look at this, there is something called event code. Come over here. There is something called event code. What is the event code for account creation?
4620.
4720.
4720, what is it?
4720. Sorry, 4720.
Okay, so what you can do, you can just copy this event code. You can mention event code is equal to 4720 and hit enter. What happened? I got all the accounts that was created, right? 4720. If I check the account name now you see, you can see only top 10 values, but here it says 58 accounts. All right, forget about refresh, fresh and all, but there were 58 accounts that was created in the last 24 hours. How did we get to this point? Because my question was, how many accounts were created? So to tag how many accounts were created, there is a separate event code for that. So that event code 4720 will tell you that account was created. The account was created. So if you see here, account name, there are two things. Why? Because this is the one who created, administrator created a demo account. Right? So this administrator created demo account. Both of them are account names. That's why it falls under account name. Okay, this is the name which was, this is the what do you call? Sorry, this is the account that was created. You have anything else? SAM account number. Okay, if you check the SAM account number, SAM account number, you will see there are 55 unique accounts that were created in the last 24 hours. Are you getting my point? So whatever you want, guys, whatever you want, you can just pick it up, add it in the search. It is very simple. It is very simple, but I'll tell you something. All right, we are searching event code is equal to 4720 account created. All right, now if you search web server logs, right? In web server logs, you have something called as IP. IP should be there, client IP. Right? Now we are searching AD logs. Okay, now here if I put client IP is equal to blah blah blah. Okay, like let's say 10.12. Whatever. And if I search, I will not get any data because this is irrelevant. This might sound silly to you guys, but these are some mistakes that happens. All right, that's the reason I'm telling. All right, so in the AD logs, you can't search with client IP is equal to this. This is an entirely different field name, right? So if you expand, you will get some IP, if at all any IP. No, there's no IP available. So check what is it that we have. Usually get source. Okay, I know where to find it. Index is equal to main. All right. You will get something called as source network address. Okay, this is the IP. It has the IP, but you can't name it as client IP and search. All right, this has to be source network address. This IP and this IP, don't get confused. Don't search with source IP or anything like that. Always check what are all the different fields which is available. Pick up that field and only then search. All right, your index is equal to main will have only the Windows event viewer logs and AD logs. So anything relevant to this is only you can search. You can't search anything irrelevant when you are inside that particular index. That means getting into the stationery row, the aisle which is meant for stationery, you can't go searching for clothing. No, that is meant for stationery. You will find only stationery. Okay, so going back to the question over here, right? What did we have? Event code 4720 will give us the list of accounts that was created, right? Now let's say 4720. Start collection. Sorry, let me hit enter. So I'll get 4720. What can I use? What can I use? There's nothing much. Okay, let's check the failure. Let's check the failures. Okay, what is the code for failure? Event code failure. Event code for failure.
4625.
4625. 4625. Whoa, there are 5,000 odd events. Something looks fishy. Account name. Progress, Postgres, Scanner. This is all us. That's okay. There are 5,000 failures, and whatever you see here, right? This is the timeline. So let's say this shows the time. So you have selected 24 hours, right? So 1 hour per column. So every column shows 1 hour of data. So if you see here on March 23rd, that is today, 3 a.m., there were 316 events. All right. If you see here, there's a slight, there's a spike, right? This talks about 1,000 odd events at 4 p.m. Right? I think probably yesterday you guys were logging in, with passwords, right? Could be, but there are still 1,700 events, right? So if you just click on this, what happens? This gets selected. So if you see, it has come down to 1,700. Here it is 5,000 events. Since you have selected only this, right? It gives you 5,000 odd events. All right. Now let's see the account name. What are the different account names? Administrator, mostly it is all administrator. It is fine. Okay, if you see here, do you see this? Admin 801, this is not mine. If you see scanner, this is definitely not mine. So there is some activity which is happening from external. All right, because if you see the account name, these are the different account names which I have no idea about. These are the different account names that I have no idea about. Let's say you want to check what this scanner is. Okay, what is this account name which talks about scanner? Just click on the scanner. It gets added onto your search. All right, expand this. Okay, account name, it says scanner. Any other details which would help us? Of course, the source network address. This is the IP from where it is coming. All right, you can always copy this and check what is this IP? What is the reputation of that IP? What is this IP all about? You can just do a check. Okay, this is definitely not me, something from Russia. All right, and this is known for brute force activity. This is known for brute force activity. So this is not something I did. This, since I've left it open to the internet, of course, anybody and everybody will have access. So this person was also trying to log in, use the password as scanner and some random password, and they've tried to log in. So this is how you will find details one by one.
Hello,
This is
man.
how you start exploring things. Yeah,
Hello,
sorry,
man.
go ahead.
I hope the Russian person will not be able to hack into our various systems by logging into the lab.
I'm sorry, I hope. I didn't get that, sorry.
The Russian activity, that is the person that is trying to access the SIM tool. I hope he will be able to access into or hack into our various devices.
Yeah, I hope so, but it doesn't matter, because we don't have any important or sensitive information. So, and one more thing is the IP keeps changing. As soon as I restart, the IP is lost, right? So, but anyway, you will see this activity. We have seen this in the past. You will keep seeing this activity. People try to break in. People have tried to break in. But the only thing is, I have no data to lose. I don't have to worry about anything. And one more thing is the IP keeps changing. So as soon as I restart, it gives a different IP.
I still think.
Yep.
In account name, there were a hyphen. What it might be.
So it doesn't get parsed properly at times. So you'll see something like a hyphen at times. So here, right? Yeah. So basically there are two things over here in account name. One is the person who is performing the change, or if it's any domain account, right? You will get that detail, and the user detail. All right, since this was an external activity, you're not seeing anything over here under account domain. You're just seeing this user. If you see, let's say, mostly you will find something called as the SAM account, whatever I showed, right? You will get the actual user over there. I mean, this is This is not a login activity, it's a failure activity, right? So you will just get that detail over here. Okay, so this is how you start searching. All right, whatever data you have, whatever you want to search, right? Let's say you want to search only the get method. All right, you want to search only the get method. So what do? Go to methods, click on get. It gets added on over here. It gets added over here and it will give you the result. Now let's say you don't have to always click. All right, let's say you want to search an activity from a particular IP. Just copy this IP. All right, give client IP is equal to this and then start your search. Okay, so this is how you build your search. All right, as and when you start, first couple of days you might find it something, because this could be new to many of you, right? You might find no, I won't call it as difficult because it's definitely not difficult. It just needs practice. It just needs a little bit of practice. All right, you guys will be able to easily pick it up because it's very, very simple, right? I'm not doing any magic. I'm just picking the data from here and I'm adding it in my search and I'm searching. That's it. That is all I'm doing, right? So now let's say, for example, web server, we are checking the, okay, not web server, we'll do this one. This has a lot of details. All right, now let's say I have told you guys to give me the list of users, right? So that was 4720 list of users that were created. So let's say your anyway, when you start working, let's say your manager or your TL, anybody, right? They ask you to give them the details. Okay, a very silly example, but still. So you will make it as event code 4720, right? You can't give them the, can you, I mean, if at all you show them the data like this, it won't make any sense. They have to open up each and everything. All right. And they have to make a note. Okay, this is Amir. Amir's ID was created. You have to check the, where is Sam account name? Okay, you have to check the Sam account name. Okay, you have to check this every time. No, it doesn't make sense, right? If you give the data like this to your higher up, they will not approve of it. This is not a friendly way of displaying the data. Instead of this, all right, we will be learning our first command, which is table command. It is table. So you will think of an idea of putting it into a table. All right. So what do? I would call this site as a base search. Okay, keep your base search ready. When I say base search, what was the query? Was to give the list of users who were created in the last 24 hours. Okay, so all the AD logs, all the Windows Event Viewer logs are stored in index is equal to main. So you put index is equal to main. And the question was about the account created. So of course we know there's an event code for account bit that is being created. So I'll put event code is equal to 4720. Now you want the list. So you have to perform some action. So before performing some action, keep your base data ready. Once this is done, add a pipe symbol. Okay, this symbol is called pipe symbol. It's called a pipe. Okay, so when you have to add any action, when you have to output this data to something else, we use a pipe command. Why we use a pipe command? Pipe command is used when you are performing some action. Now my data is ready. I just have to perform some action. What is that action? I have to put it in a proper template. I have to put it in a proper table, right? So when I have to perform some action, I always use a pipe, so that what it does, it will output whatever is here into my next command. So the first command which you guys will be learning is table. So as soon as you type, you will get the prompt over here. It says returns a table formed by only the fields specified in the argument. That means if I type table, I can give the different accounts that was created, which was there in my SAM account, right? I'll just copy this. I'm going to say table, SAM account name. All right. I also want to know, let's say, the problem with account name is, right, it is getting, okay, anyway, I put account name. Okay, the problem with account name is not getting so well parsed. You will get two IDs. Let's see how we get it. Anyway, all right. So whichever table, whichever field that you want to add, you can add it. So let's say if you want any group information, we have any group information. Okay, let's say we want user principal name, which talks about the email ID. Okay, I want that information also. So I'm going to copy that. I'm just going to give a space and I'm going to add it over here. Right now, I'm going to hit enter. Now what has happened? So actually just ignore the second ones, all right? So that means administrator has created demo account, fresh has created Amir's account, refresh has created Vinod's account, and this is the email ID of Vinod, right? Don't you think this would be easier for anybody to understand? The list of users, whoever was created, by whom, what is the email ID? You can just download this as a CSV or an XML, but anyway, it's always a CSV. You can give it some name and share it with your higher up. Wouldn't this be easy?
Yeah, it's easy.
It'll be easy for you to understand also. So table is the first command which you guys have, which I've shared today. So table command is always used to put it in a proper table, like the name suggests. Whatever you want, you can add, but make sure, so don't add something random. If you add something random, you will get the data. If you want to see, you will get the heading, you will get the column name, but you won't get any data because there is nothing, there's no field called this junk. This whatever junk value you have given, there is no field by that name, right? But it will create a column. All right. When you are not getting the details in any column, please make sure the name is correct. The name is correct. Okay, so table command, try to explore. So I'd given you one more activity. I want you guys to make a list of the different indexes which is there in the last whatever time frame you select, you can select. All right, give me the list of indexes. What are the different index that you can see? Okay, and please explore this option of table today. Explore this whole setup. See how the logs look. Understand how the logs look. Okay, this will be your assignment. I think a few of you wanted to log in right after the class, right? Can just couple of you try to log in? You know the user IDs, you know the passwords. If you do not know, it is added in the Excel sheet is sent in the WhatsApp group. Please refer to that. This is the IP. Can few of you try and log in? Can please few of you try and log in? Log into with your own user IDs. Just let me know if you are able to. If not, we'll go ahead and reset the password.
So this Active Directory is integrated with Splunk.
is then we created account in Active Directory and we are getting logging in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How that was done? Like, was it shown?
What? Who was asking this question?
Yeah, Kedar.
Kedar, yesterday the whole thing what we did was the same thing, no?
No, like the Active Directory, how it was integrated with the Splunk tool.
How was it integrated? You tell
Yeah.
me, what did we do yesterday on this machine? This is my AD server.
Yeah,
What did I
AD
do
server.
with this AD server? What is this, Kedar? After finishing the story, you're telling me. So wait, I'll tell you. No. I'll tell you. I've taken the screenshot. Not to worry. I'll explain it. So what did we install yesterday? We installed Universal Forwarder on AD, right? This is my AD server.
Yeah.
We installed
Yeah,
Universal
Universal
Forwarder.
Forwarder, we installed it. Yes.
See over here, what does it say? Active Directory monitoring. I've enabled it.
Yeah, enable monitoring, that is fine. But I'm asking like how we are able to log in with the Active Directory account on the Splunk Enterprise.
Oh, you're talking about
the
that. I'm so
IP
sorry.
address, please?
Yeah, how it is working? How it is working?
Okay, that integration. I thought the logs. That is
No.
done. Yeah, I can quickly tell you guys that. But please first try to log in. I'll quickly tell you how it was done. Okay, that you gave me a heart attack for a second.
No, I was thinking now like you created account and we are able to log in, so there will be some integration, some sorting.
Deepak, a lot of okay. Forwarded to the logs advice. Yeah, even I thought that Saimadu. So what is SAM full form? SAM, some account. I don't know. Just check, please. These questions, just you can Google and you can find those answers. What is the full form of SAM? Some account manager. I don't know what it is.
Security account manager.
Okay. Thank you very much. So please, Deepak, these things just Google out. And is it possible to change username? Yes, it is possible. Was able to log in super. You can change the username. You have to do it from the AD. But you won't have access to do it.
Yesterday.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah, I'm not able to connect to the IP.
What is the error? Can you send a screenshot?
Even same here.
The site can't be reached.
Why? I probably know why. Can you send me the screenshot?
Yeah, I'm able to log in and I'm able to search.
Thank you very much.
Check whether you're putting HTTP, not HTTPS.
Yeah, one is HTTP and one is port. That's exactly why I did not give the port number. You will just copy paste. You will just click on that. Make sure you use the port number 8000. 8000 is the port number on which your Splunk web services run. So we always have to use 8000. And it is HTTP, not HTTPS. Please give the
Okay, got it.
Oh, super. All right, so I'll quickly tell you what was done yesterday. All right, so a lot of you helped create the users, right? So once this was done, all right, I integrated the Splunk with AD. That means went to settings. There is something called as users, right? Sorry, authentication methods, right? I'll show you users and authentication methods both. So if I click on users, I can definitely create new user over here. So this user will be created in Splunk. Okay, this will be created in Splunk itself, in my Splunk. But if I go to authentication methods, and if I click on LDAP, and now it is already integrated. So LDAP and the first option which you will get when it is not set up is, set up LDAP or something like that. So click on LDAP settings. You have to add a new LDAP. Now it is already there. That's why you're seeing this. All right. So these are the various information that you have to give in. You don't have to.
I can't log in. My password is not going through.
Ken, you're not able to log in, is it?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess it's the password.
Why?
It's all small letters.
Where is Ken's account? Do we have Ken's account? Ken, what user are you using to log in?
Inakenu. ENAKENO.
Sorry, which one?
ENAKENO, Inakeno. And the password is welcome.
Welcome at 123.
At 123. I've tried several, it's not going through. And the IP is 54.173.204.163 colon 8000.
Yeah, 8000. Yes.
It took me straight to the Splunk site, and I've tried to log in my details. It's not going through.
This is your I don't is this your username? Sorry. Just
Yes,
type
ma'am.
in username. Is this the username, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me reset the password for you. It is welcome, all small, okay? At 123. Welcome at 123. Yep. Can you please try logging in now?
Okay, ma'am.
So who was asking about the AD integration, right? So this is what LDAP. I gave the AD IP. This is the port. LDAP, that's the port that it uses, right? Default port. And these are few information that I got from the AD. The group settings, the user settings, right? The group and the user settings, that's about it. Okay, so I've integrated with AD so that only people who have access, I mean, only if I run my AD, it will authenticate through AD. So I'm running both my AD server and my lab. I think I got locked out. So I'm running both AD server and my Splunk lab. So it will first contact the AD. I mean, it will contact the AD. It will check whether you guys have access. Yes or no. It will then let you in if you put in the right password. Are you able to log in, Ken? How about others? Everybody?
No, ma'am.
Good?
It's not still
All
going
good?
through.
Yeah, able to log in.
It's not still going
Super.
through. I mean,
Sorry, Ken?
I've not
it's
been
not
able
going
to.
through, ma'am.
I'm working on it.
You're unable to. Can you share your screen? Let's see what's happening. Okay.
Hello,
Yes.
Stuti.
I can actually log in with your ID. Let me give it a try. Yes, somebody called me.
Yeah, actually, I am unable to log into the site. This is
Why?
showing this site
How do I
can't
share my
provide a
screen?
secure connection.
From where do I share my
Because
screen from?
can you're able to log in, is it?
Share screen, share screen, share screen. Okay, share desktop.
I'm able to log in with your user ID password. I'm able to log in. I hope you're typing in
This
the
is
right password.
this
Just
is
check.
one.
So who else said you're unable to access the website?
Suzy, I
Why?
think his
Have
ID
you
is
put in the
not in
code?
that list.
Can you
His
share the
ID is not.
screenshot?
His ID
Please
is
share
not
the
in the
screenshot.
AD because
Sorry?
his ID is.
Hi, madam.
Uh-huh.
This Mohammed. How I will get the, like AD,
What do you mean how you will get the AD? Sorry?
the
The
Active
ID?
Directory? No, Active Directory database.
You don't have to worry about AD at all. You don't have to
Okay.
worry about AD. You just have to log into the Splunk
Yes.
lab.
Yes. Yes.
Don't worry about
Thank
AD.
you. Okay.
AD
Okay.
will not give access to anybody anymore. AD is
Okay.
done.
Okay.
Stuti?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it is showing this site can't provide a secure connection. When I put the IP address and give the port number,
Yes, it cannot provide a secure connection. You will still have an option to advanced or accept the risk or proceed, something like that. You would get any option. Do you see that?
it is showing
Can you
try
share the
running.
screen, please? Or put the screenshot, whatever you're comfortable with.
Actually, I'm trying to another laptop and log into the mobile. Just a minute. Take a screenshot.
No, try your laptop. Oh, okay. Try your laptop only. Take a screenshot on your mobile and share it if possible. Because you cannot use your mobile, right, to perform these tasks. So
Yeah.
So anyway, if you have any doubts, please do let me know. I'll be here. Few of you said you want to cluster master, I'll tell anyway. But before that, any other doubts, if anybody is getting late, please, you may leave the class. You may leave the session. Not a problem. All right. Thank you. If you have any doubts, do let me know.
Madam, can you check my this one? The screenshot I have shared in the chat box. Is it okay what I have done?
Let me see, sir. 1 second.
Okay.
Shruti, I can share.
You have shared it in the group chat. Okay, WhatsApp is it?
No, I have shared in the meeting chat.
Someone has shared it in the group chat also. Meeting chat, I don't see anything yet.
No, the screen only. The search screen only. The Splunk screen only.
Yeah, put it in the WhatsApp chat. That's you, right? Okay. Sumit has shared. Sorry. Okay. Sumit, try HTTP. Just mention HTTP.
Let me check.
Type HTTP. :// then your IP and the port. Okay. Need to change my login ID because instead of my name.
Yes, ma'am.
Deepak, where are you?
What would I do?
Yeah, sorry, anybody saying anything? Deepak, which is the one you want to change? What is your user ID? Can you please post the user ID? I need to know. Yeah, sorry, someone was saying anything. Someone's saying something.
Yesterday we created the ID, but we missed one.
I'm able to log in successfully. So shall I leave?
One at a time. I'm getting confused.
Hello, Stuti.
Yes, Sumit, go ahead. Yeah.
I got the access, but the username is Sumit and password is a welcome@123.
Yep, that's right. Username is Sumit. Is it Sumit? Sumit,
Yeah.
Sumit. Yeah, Sumit, yes.
Actually, it is not taking.
Come on, guys. Welcome. All small. 1, 2, 3. Welcome.
I have tried
All
it continuously.
1, 2, 3. I've reset the password, Sumit. Please try again.
I've tried it
Ken,
more than 10 times, man.
Ken, you're able to log in? I didn't get you.
Better you can share your screen.
Yeah, Ken, share your screen because I am able to log in with your ID.
Yeah, we are also able to.
Study.
Excuse me, man. Can it be
Yes.
Here.
Yeah, thank
Yesterday we created the IDs, but I think we missed one, that of Ken. Can you check the ID because I just.
Ken said this is his username.
No, that is
I
not
don't
his
know.
username.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
we missed
Ken,
it.
let me. Okay.
We missed his
Let me.
user ID.
I'm just going to make it as Ken. All right. Ken, log in with KEN. All right. And the password is welcome@123. Just give me 1 quick minute. I will set up a password.
Okay, man.
Yeah, I'm able to log in. Thank you, Stuti.
Super. Great. So Ken, your username is Ken and the password is welcome@123. Can you please try now?
Shruti, any other topics to discuss, or shall I,
You can leave. Anybody who no, you can leave. I'm done. Only doubts. Only doubts. That has been cleared.
Stuti, any assignment for today?
Yes, I told you the assignment. What was the assignment?
Can you please repeat it once?
Yeah, sure. So the timing I'll be switching on the from 9 to 11, right? There was one timing. And what you guys have to do is, where is I? Give me the list of, 1 second. I can do only one thing at a time. So give me the list of all the different indexes available. You can select any time frame that you want. Give me the list of all the indexes which is available.
We have only two now.
Now you have to. Will you have to forever? No, you will not. So that is what you have to find out. Okay, so that's the task. All right, and please go ahead, explore. Okay, so your job today is to just go explore the different what do you call indexes, different logs that you have. Please explore all of it.
And timing is 9 to 11 a.m. or 9 to 11 p.m. for the lab.
So this is for the US folks. I think this is for the US folks. They were okay with 9 to 11, right? I think Ruth had mentioned, yeah, 9 to 11. So Ruth
PM or
can
AM?
9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
And in the
Now.
evening?
And even in the evening, what is the evening timing, guys? You had given me some timing in the evening. What was that? Sorry, I forgot. What was the timing? What was the timing? Oh God, we can't do that whole discussion again.
8 to 10.
8 to 10.
8 to 10. Okay, 8 to 10 in the evening.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Sudhe.
No problem. So who wants to leave can leave. The ones who had doubts, you can stay back. And
Susie,
yes.
Yes.
it's still not coming up.
Sorry?
My account is still not coming up. The Ken is not coming up at welcome at 123.
How come? Ken, you better share your screen now. Why?
Might be a keyboard issue, like check the keyboard format.
Maybe. It's all caps
It's
on.
not the keyboard format. I know where the art sign is. Okay, let me try it again. Let me try it the other way.
Sure.
Sudhe, for the lab, is there any restriction? Only few people can log in at 9 to 11 only? Like who said?
Oh, whatever. No, it's all left to you guys. Whatever you're comfortable with, please log in.
Also, Sudhe, I just want to have an idea that when we, in the real time, when we have this Splunk monitoring and all, is there no any definite filters created by the company to see the alerts? Is it like we have to always put the filters accordingly?
No, I'm just telling you how to search. You will get the alerts, but when you're analyzing the alerts, you have to use the search, right? So that is why I started with the search. That's it.
Okay.
Susie, can you see my screen?
Nope, I can't. Can you guys see the? Can you guys see Ken's screen? I can't actually. No.
No, I can't see the screen. I've not even been able to access.
So just a minute. Can you see it now?
Nope.
That's it.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yeah. Something's coming up now. Yes, you can. All right. Super. What's the password?
The password is welcome.
Yeah, at 123. At the rate 123.
At 123.
Yep.
Except you want to undo my laptop remotely from your side and try and log in. Maybe it's going to answer. Maybe it's going to go.
I can actually do that as well. I've pinged the password. Can you just copy it and paste it? Let's see.
Can you just one check you are using IP address 54.173?
Yeah. He's getting the.
It's on the Splunk side. That means I'm on the right domain.
Just try to open Chrome or anything web browser. Just paste that IP address which you mentioned in the chart.
Okay, I should try it on Chrome.
Can try to use that 54.173 IP address, right?
54.173 at.
That should be the IP.
One second, I'll do something. Wait. Let me stop recording first.